Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. It's Friday, and in this video, I'm going to pick 5 stocks to put $20 a piece into. If you've been following this journey, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you do not miss future videos. Also, please click the like button to help grow this channel and get the word out on dividend growth investing. Getting paid just for owning stocks. This is what dividend growth investing is all about. And what we're looking at right now, this is my taxable M1 stock brokerage account, my Average Joe dividends portfolio. This is about 15% of my total net worth. I have it broken out into 3 slices where I have ETFs. I have 2 of those. I have SCHD, BST. I have a bunch of different stocks in the dividend portfolio here and 12 more in this portfolio. One of these days I'll consolidate these and just have one big dividend portfolio. I'll leave a link below so you can see what is all contained in this portfolio. It'll show the slices and also the allocation percentage. So we'll take a look at the performance over the last year. Almost a 20% return. We've had a pretty nice recovery over the last week. We'll go to 3 months and then a month and a week. We can see up 4%, and over the last month almost 6%, and the last week has been pretty good. We'll click there, and actually 0.84. Looks like we had a high point on the 15th, and we've kind of gone back down, but we're still up just a little bit over the week at 0.84%. So next, what I'll do is I'll jump into the activity log here. We'll see what these buys were. Again, I picked 5 stocks that I picked and put $20 a piece into, but there was a dividend that happened. So Apple paid a small $3.51 dividend, and what I did with that dividend was I just dripped it right back into Apple. So this $3.51 is going to probably be a penny or 2 higher. We'll see what that's going to be after we see the results and I update my dividend tracking sheet in Google Docs. So clicking here on the trading of the 6 buys, and we can see Aflac is the first company that I picked. Aflac is really everyone knows who Aflac is with the commercials with the annoying duck, but if you look at the stock growth over 5-10 years, it's been really good, and the dividend growth has been double digit as well. And this one's it's a lesser known dividend growth stock, and I'm long on Aflac. Again, Apple, this was the dividend drip. And I picked Pinnacle West here, $20. Home Depot, $20. Kroger, another $20. And then F&F was the last one for my buys. And what we're going to do now is show you what the result was for my dividend income, because since I dripped in Apple and those 5 stock picks I had, I bought fractional shares of 6 companies, so that's going to change my dividend income very slightly, because there really is only $100 I put in, and some of the stocks I picked weren't exactly high dividend yielders, so it's not really going to move the needle too much. But I have so many things going on with my 2 buys per week. There's dividend raises throughout the month, as well as the drips are going on as well, and it just compounds and adds to my dividend income. And what we're looking at right now, this is the Google Docs spreadsheet, and I'll leave a link below. You're welcome to use it and copy it, put your own stocks in here. I think it's great for M1, and I'll show you in a few minutes how I'm able to paste in M1 data, and it will update the number of shares and also my cost basis, my average share price as well, and that's very handy data. And this sheet, it's arranged by the pay date, and as soon as McDonald's, Home Depot, BlackRock, as soon as they announce new dividend pay dates, what I'll do is I'll change that date and I'll resort it. So this is just constantly updating. Every couple days I'll get an update and then put the new dividend date in here. And the majority of these are quarterly payers, so every 3 months they just keep recycling back into the deck, paying me more money every 3 months. and the exceptions are the 2 monthly pairs I have, which are in blue, which are Realty Income and BlackRock's BST closed-end fund. And we can see here is what I've received so far in the month. We're not done yet, and BST is going to be that heavy hitter, and we'll see what I get for a dividend on that. But so far we're at 146.58 with a lot more to go. So we'll see what I wind up with for a total of dividends in the month of May. And subscribe to the channel so you will not miss that video. What I do is I go into the activity log of M1. I show you the proof of the actual dividends I am receiving rather than just showing them here on a spreadsheet. I think that carries a lot more weight. Not that people are dishonest, but you just never know. I want to see the proof, and that's what I'll show you. So what this sheet shows is all my investments here, again arranged by the pay dates, and then I have a color key for which month things are paying in. We're in May. We're in the medium green, which is the second month, and we're in the second month of Q2. And we can see here's the market value of the portfolio. I don't have to go and update this. It does it automatically because it's pulling the share prices with the Google Finance function. And then when I do more buys, I'm pasting that data into the M1 data tab down below. You can see here the market value. Here's my cost basis, almost up to a $50,000 gain in this portfolio. And here's my average yield. If I were to buy new shares of companies within my portfolio, here's my average yield on cost. And here's the estimated dividend. This is the high watermark. And there is a differential. You can see, like with Verizon, the estimated dividend is higher because I get paid $51.61 on the second, and what I did was I dripped it back in. So in August I'm going to receive at least $52.48. So that's why that number is higher over here. And then this number, once BST especially pays, it's going to jack this one up as well. Some of these you can see are a few cents, and some of them are close to $1, and the BST is going to be multiple dollars. And then Apple, since I haven't updated the data, it's still at $3.51. I predict it will go up to $3.52. We'll see. It may not even be a whole penny because of it's such a small dividend, and also I fully expect if it does go to $3.52, great, but all likelihood could remain at $3.51 since it pays so little. You can see the total dividends received for each position. You can see in BST I've received over $6,300 in dividends. You can see also I track the last increase, and that's something a lot of people, when they start to get into dividends and dividend investing, they don't think about the long term, about some of these positions paying year over year like double digits dividend increases, like Costco. Even a lot of people may pass up Costco because they only pay 0.58% right now in the current yield, but you really can't look at that as they're increasing that dividend double digit, not to mention the special dividends. I've received 2 of them as a Costco shareholder. You can see one I received was $13, and then recently early this year I received one for $35.69. So when you factor in that special dividend, it's a whole lot higher than that 0.58%. But anyway, got in the weeds there on Costco. But we can see here the cash flow is also tracked in this as well. And I put the title of monthly cash flow average, even though it has quarterly and annual, because to me I associate what I need for spending usually in a monthly basis with a budget. So I'm trying to get my monthly as high as possible, getting close to that $1,000 mark. Just recently went over the $900 mark. It was above the $900 mark before, but again, I'm sound like a broken record. SCHD had a lower dividend in Q1 2024 compared to Q4 2023, but that is going to recover. At least that's what I think. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that data from M1 before we time out over here. Go to the Holdings tab, and everything is listed in this tab by the highest highest value, I should say. You can see SCHD is my largest position in this portfolio, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab everything starting with the name column. I'm going to scroll down here, and again I'll leave a link below so you can see what's all in this portfolio. But Pinnacle West, that's the smallest dividend in this portfolio, or I'm sorry, the smallest value in the portfolio. So I've grabbed all the data there, and we're going to paste this into the M1 data tab. This is something I created where I just paste all of the raw data from M1 into column A here. I'm going to do a paste special here, values only, and what it does is it lines up the shares, cost, and average of each position. Like you can see SCHD, and I'm just lining it up from A13 and pulling that. The number of shares, my cost basis is down here, so it's going to be equal A15. You can kind of see how it's pulling that data, and then my average share price is found right there. So what it does is it lines that up for each position. You can see it's doing that for BST, and then just doing a VLOOKUP on the dividend portfolio tab to pull those values, like the shares for McDonald's. It's doing a VLOOKUP from the M1 data tab, and it's searching for a match on B2, which is MCD. So it's looking for MCD, and it's matching up. So we'll do something real quick before we paste that data. We're at $900.43 right now for the average monthly income from this portfolio. It's going to go up very modestly. We'll say maybe 20 cents. We'll see, which doesn't sound like much, and it isn't much. But of all the things that, all the different changes that go on, like I said, with the dividend increases, my deposits and drips, things like that, it all compounds and it all adds up. It's not like I'm doing this once a month. It's ongoing. Every couple days I'm getting a boost. So we can see now we're at $900.68. So what I'm going to do next is going to carry this $900.68 over to my monthly average dividend tracking tab. And these are all the little things I was talking about that adds to the changes my monthly income. Most of the time it's a positive. The last decrease was SCHD again, but it's going to recover and some. So it was $900.68. And of course this is from the $100 deposit and the Apple dividend drip. So every month I'm getting an additional quarter essentially. But that, it doesn't take into account to all the dividend raises and things like that for those positions I bought into over the years. So what's 25 cents increase in monthly income today is going to keep compounding over time as there's dividend increases to those positions that I bought into. So you really can't look at it just from the scope of today. Sometimes you have to look ahead too and see how things compound, especially with Aflac, how they increase their dividend in double digits. So same with Home Depot, and Kroger had a really nice one last year as well. So let's go to the dividend tracker tab. Actually, before that, let's see if Apple, if that increased it. And yep, it did not increase it. So it stated at 351, and it's rounding down too, but it didn't go up a full penny. Now let's see if we can find some of those. Like Home Depot is now going to pay me $9.41. Last time it paid me was $9.22. Let's find the other ones here, like Pinnacle West, Aflac. Let's see here. Go through here, and I'm probably going to skip a couple, and I may not go through all of these, but let's just take a look at Kroger. It's going to pay now $4.59. My last dividend was $4.25, right up there. So it's going to increase that one. Pinnacle West up to $7.45. Last time it paid me was $7.13. So that's going to be a good jump. And then Aflac, it's going to be $9.11. Last time I got paid was $8.82. Let's see, Fidelity, I think it's the last one. Fidelity, last time, it's going to pay me next in June 29th. It'll pay me $8.60, and $8.34 is the last dividend payment. So you can see how these are just increasing. Even with that $20, it goes up. It makes a difference. Even $20 per position, or $100 combined. But of course, in this case, though, the dividend drip for Apple, while it did buy a small fractional amount of Apple, a tiny bit, it didn't move the needle because of that 0.53%. So last tab we'll jump over to, because I crossed a milestone or a threshold in my net worth. And again, the portfolio that I go over here with M1, and I really just concentrate on this portfolio. Again, this is 15% of my net worth, the 244,194, and I'll show you what the rest of my net worth is in. It's very boring, and I have an account. I have multiple accounts with Vanguard IRA here. This is mostly cash that I kicked in into the IRA here, and we can see what I'm invested in. It's boring. Things like international bond ETFs, more bonds here, more bonds, index bonds, VTI, very popular in the FIRE community, and has a little bit of international exposure with VX US, and a little bit more in a small Roth IRA I have over here. And here's my taxable brokerage account, more boring investments like VUG with some growth, VTSAX, VYM, a small amount there with a dividend yield. It's kind of like VYM is Vanguard's SCHD pretty much, but I think it's actually a little more diversified. It uses a little bit different algorithm, and I think SCHD has been a little bit better as far as performance, and also with growing the dividend as well. More international there with VX US. Here is my 401k with my current employer, and the majority is in a boring Fidelity S&P 500 index fund. Have a little bit of bonds here, and it's like a money market, a stable value investment there. And then here's at M1, I also have an IRA, invest in VU, VTI, SCHD, as well as BST for some income. And then here's my dividend portfolio. That's the line item for that. And this is my net worth statement is what this is. M1, they have a 5% savings account, so I've been testing the waters there. I have a little money over there right now, just $1,100. And then this is my emergency fund. Have at least a year or more of expenses out here at Synchrony. And then Capital One, this is mostly, money comes in here to be paying bills, and I leave a little bit of a cushion in here so I don't have to tap into savings. And then here's my home. I just own a small 3-bed, 2-bath, split entry home. And here's the value according to HomeBot. Of course, this doesn't net out if I were to sell my home, paying realtor fees, but I don't plan on selling my home. But I do use it as a line item, even though it doesn't help me with financial independence at all. Having my home, I can control my costs, but to a certain degree, I can't control what the property tax assessments are going to be and things like that. So my property taxes, I have no control over that. That can go up, but my mortgage payment is static, and also insurance too. That's been going up like crazy for people, and I can't control that either. So liabilities here, this is what my balance, my credit card is. It's 12 and change, but I pay that off once a month in full, and I don't carry a balance, as I'm trying to say. I suggest you don't either, and if you have credit card debt, pay it off immediately, because that's going to be a way better return than any investment out there. It's going to be a guaranteed return for you of like 20+%. So please pay that off. And here's my mortgage right here, pretty high at 6.25% for the interest rate. It could be worse, but I just got tired of renting and wanted to kind of fix my costs a little bit, at least with the mortgage aspect. And I've thought about even paying this off, like even cashing in the taxable brokerage account here and paying a little bit of capital gains, but I don't know. As long as I'm employed, I just pay the mortgage, and I've been incrementing $100 up every month to accelerate the payments of my mortgage. But you can see that is the balance there, and then this is the net worth. This is, of course, subtracting out the liabilities, which are these two liabilities right here. You can see I don't have like a car note, no student loans, anything like that, and that really helps me out with having less liabilities. So you can see my net worth, and here's the threshold I was talking about. I crossed over the $1.6 million mark, so it's a nice feeling to kind of have that. But I'll tell you the truth though, even if this number was 500,000 or a million or whatever, I don't right now at this point. I don't have any more freedom than someone who has a net worth of 100,000 until I pull that lever or push that button to either go part time or even fire to retire early or something like that. I don't know. I think my plan is to possibly maybe work 4 days a week, something like that, because I really do enjoy my work still, and I think I'd be too bored if I just pulled away. But if you're curious to see, also I recently created a breakdown of what my net worth is in. You can see stocks is the lion's share at over 85%. So my home equity is under 8%. Cash is 5.6%, and then bonds is just over 1%. And I also break that down to pre-tax. So this is essentially retirement. 401k, IRA. I technically can't tap it. Of course, there are ways around it, but this is money I consider I can't tap, or I'm not going to tap it, close to $1 million. Waiting for me when I'm 59 and a half. And here is tappable after-tax money that I could tap. And that would involve, of course, me selling my home, and it's $629,000. I've also split it by U.S. and international. You can see I'm heavy U.S. 96% and only 4% international exposure. I know a lot of people argue that as long as you own in the U.S. total stock market, most of the top companies that make up the index are international companies anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But that's why I'm so heavily weighted in U.S. But I do have a little bit international. But anyway, that's all I wanted to cover was those buys of those 5 buys I made. I'll go back to the activity log if you want to review those really quick. Again, what I'm picking is not investment advice. This is just what I think is a good buy, or just positions I want to add to. So again, Aflac, Pinnacle West, Home Depot, Kroger, and Fidelity National. And my next video will be either Monday or Tuesday, depending on the time I have, and that's going to be $100, and M1's going to do the picking on those. On the Thursday, Friday video is going to be Average Joe doing those pickings. So that's going to be the format probably going forward. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this new format with the 2 videos per week. And also let me know what you are buying as well. I like to see in the comments what you guys are buying, and I will reply to it as well. So everybody, have a great weekend, and everybody take care.